Father Loutermilch is seen at several points throughout Blake's nightmares laughing, humming, talking, and mocking him. Over time, Blake begins to perceive Loutermilch as a demon. This is evidenced by a red birthmark above his right eye, which the demon also carries. Loutermilch is a tall, thin, middle-aged man with pale brown eyes, a receding black hairline, and a prominent birthmark on his forehead. He wears a priest's robe and a plain black clerical shirt stuffed into his black pants, with a corresponding belt around his waist. Loutermilch, like the monster, is bare and smeared with blood from head to toe. He has numerous limbs, an inhumanly large and piercing tongue, and lacks a nose, jaw, and lips. After Blake nears a well in the village, the demon's tongue pulls him down. As Blake winds up Jessica's music box and discovers her hanging, the demon's tongue emerges and pulls Jessica toward the ceiling. Within another hallucination, Blake wanders down a long, dim hallway when all the lockers suddenly begin to open and close wildly as Loutermilch's echoes ring out. As Blake approaches a door leading out, the demon pops up and tosses him to the end of the hallway. Blake abruptly appears in a locker. Father Loutermilch is standing in front of the locker and moves away. Blake unlocks the locker and begins to walk through the school when he becomes aware that a computer is on in one of the rooms. He pops open an email. "I took Miss Gray out of physical education today to have a little talk with her. Father Loutermilch was telling me he's worried that she's a touch more sensitive than is good for her. And I don't doubt it, poor girl. I know you've dealt with her dad and his big personality, and her mother was a real tragedy, God rest her soul. But anyway, Father Loutermilch says he thinks it might not be a good idea for Jessica to go on the field trip to the piano factory, and I tend to agree. She seems like a decent risk of a runaway. On top of which, her father's signature on the permission slip is a little embarrassing in what an obvious forgery it is. So, I'll need your say-so to suspend permission. We'll put her on library study for that day." Later, Loutermilch is heard singing a song with Jessica. When Blake later returns, a phone is heard ringing inside one of the offices. As Blake comes closer, the demon jumps out and runs towards Blake. Blake tries to conceal himself and the demon disappears. Upon walking back, Blake picks up the phone and a familiar voice is heard from the other end.
Hello? Hello? Oh, thank God you're alive. I need you to stay calm. We're going to get you help. We'll get you out of there. I want you to find a place to hide. Someplace safe where you can remember the taste of her kiss when you felt her neck break, you diseased cocksucker.
The tongue then pokes out of the phone, grabbing Blake by the neck. Blake then tosses the phone away, and the tongue vanishes. As Blake exits the office, all the doors bang shut violently, and the demon reappears, pursuing Blake. In the following hallucination, Blake wanders underneath the school into a system of hallways where all the pipes and cables are located. He works his way through a hallway when the demon pops up and chases him. Blake is rowing across a lake when the tongue sticks out of the water and sucks Blake inside. He sees another vision of the demon running after him. This time it is in the school swimming pool. He figures out a way to the stairs, where another pursuit follows. Now that he's in the school library, Blake weaves his way through a confusing maze of bookshelves when the demon springs up at the end. When Blake first hears Jessica's screams, he turns and sprints towards her, with the demon trailing behind him. After Blake tumbles into a pile of bodies, he lies on top of Jessica at the stairs. She is visibly bruised, and her neck is broken. The player can see the demon at the top of the stairs watching Blake. As Blake rushes through the school, Loutermilch taunts him. When Blake and Jessica emerge from their hiding place in the kitchen, Loutermilch comes out of one of the doors. He interrogates Blake and Jessica about their current whereabouts in the school at that moment, while telling them to re-enter the classroom. He threatens Blake and Jessica that he will speak to their parents. He orders Blake to leave, but as he makes his way to the outside, he hears Jessica shouting for help. He races back to the classroom, where he can see that Jessica and Loutermilch are missing. Jessica is hurt in what is assumed to be a fight with Loutermilch, and then Blake finds her brutally beaten corpse lying on the stairs. And it can be assumed during that moment that Loutermilch coerced Blake into a cover-up of her death.